And now, let's welcome the versatile duo who need no introduction, singers Ram Miryala and Mangli, extending their support for the historic Conscious Planet Save Soil movement. వీళ్ళిద్దరి పాటల్లో మట్టి వాసన ఎలాగో గుబాళిస్తుంది. మరి ఈరోజు ఈ సేవ్ సాయిల్ మూమెంట్లో వచ్చి పర్ఫామ్ చేయడానికి వేదిక మీదకి ఆహ్వానించేస్తున్నాము రామ్ మిరియాల అండ్ మంగ్లీని.
అందరికీ హలో 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 చెక్ హలో 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 వస్తుందా హలో 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 థ్యాంక్ యూ. అందరికీ నమస్కారం. Sadhguru, namaskaram, Sadhguru. Thank you so much for coming to Hyderabad. Thanks a lot. మీరు చేపట్టినటువంటి సేవ్ సాయిల్ అనే గొప్ప మహోన్నత ఉద్యమంలో మేము కూడా పాల్గొనడం చాలా 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 సంతోషంగా ఉంది. మా అందరితో వీళ్ళందరూ కూడా పాల్గొనడం చాలా సంతోషంగా ఉంది. సద్గురు నాకు మహాశివరాత్రి రోజు అన్నారు మీరు మట్టి మీద పాట రాయాలి రాసి పాడు అని చెప్పి సేవ్ సాయిల్ మీద. సో రాయించడం జరిగింది. మాటల తిరుపతి అన్న రాశారు, నేను పాడతాను. సద్గురు థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్. థ్యాంక్స్ ఎ లాట్. Save soil! La 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 la. థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్. థ్యాంక్స్ అలాట్. ఒక చిన్న మొన్న సద్గురు ఒక సాంగ్ పాడారు, విన్నారా అందరూ? అది హిందీలో, మనం తెలుగులో చిన్న ఏదో నాకు నచ్చి శ్యామన్నతో రాయించుకున్నా, నచ్చింది, నాకు పాడాలనిపించింది ఎందుకో సద్గురు ముందు. చాలా బాగా పాడారు సద్గురు మీరు. సో మీ అందరి కోసం. నిన్ను నన్ను కలిపిన బంధం మట్టిదిరా మనుబంధం, పంచిన ఒడినే మరిచామంటే మన పుట్టుకనే ఇక వ్యర్థం. అరచేతుల్లో మోసే అమ్మతనం చూసావా, తల్లి రుణాన్నే తీర్చే సమయం ఈ రోజే అనలేవా, ఈ రోజే అనలేవా. థ్యాంక్ యూ సద్గురు, థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్. మీ అందరి కోసం వన్ మోర్ సాంగ్. పశువులు జీవరాశులకు గూడు గూడునిచ్చే తల్లిరా చెట్టు. ఓలాలో ఓలా ఓలాల ఓలాలో ఓలాల మొక్కలు పుడమిల మొలిసి నాటి నుండే ఆనవాళి ప్రాణవాయువై కట్టు. ఓలాలో ఓలా ఓలాల ఓలాలో ఓలాల ముందు తరాలకు అందగట్టు, ముందు తరాలకు అందగట్టు, ఈనాడే నీ చేత చెట్టు పెట్టు. లింగమ్మ మురిసేటట్టు, చిరుకమ్మ కురిసేటట్టు, నాటాలి మొక్కలు మానై పచ్చని మనమై పరుచుకునేటట్టు. లింగమ్మ మురిసేటట్టు. రేలా 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 Thank you so much Sadhguru, and thanks a lot.
థ్యాంక్ యూ మంగ్లీ.
Thank you.
చెక్ చెక్. నమస్కారం సద్గురు, పెద్దలందరికీ నమస్కారం. సో మట్టికి ఏ విధంగా అయితే మనం రుణం తీర్చుకోలేమో, సద్గురుకి కూడా రుణం తీర్చుకోలేము ఫర్ వాట్ ఎవర్ హీస్ డూయింగ్. సద్గురు, థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్ ఫర్ వాట్ ఎవర్ యూ డూయింగ్ ఫర్ అస్. పాట విషయానికి వస్తే, ఒట్టి మట్టేగా అంటావేమో, ఒట్టి మట్టే అనుకుంటున్నాం. ఆ సారవంతమైన మట్టి కనుక సారాన్ని కోల్పోతే మనం మానవాళి మొత్తం మట్టి కొట్టుకోవాల్సి వస్తుంది. అంత సీరియస్ విషయం. But we should thank Sadhguru for bringing up this kind of issues. Only you can do, Sadhguru. నిలువెల్ల పురుడోసుకుని నేలమ్మ పసిరి పైరులు గన్నది. చెట్టు సేవల పుట్టలతో జీవుల మనుగడకు అనువైనది. పురుగు పుట్ర సేరికతో సారం మట్టికి తోడైనది. పశుల పక్షుల తోడుగా జీవం నేలపై పారాడింది. ఒట్టి మట్టేగా అంటావేమో, మనుగడ పుట్టేది గిట్టేది మట్టిలోనే గదరా. మట్టేరా పుట్టుకకు ఆధారం, మోసేది నివారం, అన్నమయ్య కలిగించే మమకారం. మట్టేరా ప్రాణమున్న బంగారం, జీవకోటికి గర్భం, వట్టిపోనీయకు నేలను తీర్చుకోరుణం. మట్టేరా పుట్టుకకు ఆధారం, మోసేది నివారం, అన్నమయ్య కలిగించే మమకారం. మట్టేరా ప్రాణమున్న బంగారం, జీవకోటికి గర్భం, వట్టిపోనీయకు నేలను తీర్చుకోరుణం. దేశమంటే మట్టేనో, దేశమంటే మట్టేనో, మట్టి లేకుంటే మనిషెక్కడో, హారం లేని మట్టిలో నువ్వు సాగట్లా సాగిస్తావో. సాగుంటేనే సౌభాగ్యం, లేకుంటే నిలువలేదు ఏ రాజ్యం. తిండి పట్ట నీడకి నిండు మట్టేరా మూలాధారం. ఒట్టి మట్టేగా అంటావేమో, మనుగడ పుట్టేది గిట్టేది మట్టిలోనే గదరా. మట్టేరా పుట్టుకకు ఆధారం, మోసేది నీ భారం, అన్నమయ్య కలిగించే మమకారం. మట్టేరా ప్రాణమున్న బంగారం, జీవకోటికి గర్భం, పట్టిపోని ఎక్కుటేలను తీర్చుకోరు. మట్టేరా పుట్టుకకు ఆధారం, మోసేది నీ భారం, అన్నమయ్య కలిగించే మమకారం. మట్టేరా ప్రాణమున్న బంగారం, జీవకోటికి గర్భం, పట్టిపోని ఎక్కుటేలను తీర్చుకోరుడు. నిలువెల్ల పురుడోసుకుని నేలమ్మ పసిరి పైరులు గన్నది. చెట్టు సేవల పుట్టలతో జీవుల మనుగడకు అనువైనది. ప్రకృతి పచ్చగా ఉంటే, మనం ప్రకృతితో మమేకం అయిపోయి బతకగలిగితే ఎంత ఆనందంగా ఉంటుంది, ఎంత అందంగా ఉంటుంది అనేది గోరెటెంకన్ గారు రాసిన ఒక పాట, మువ్వ అందులో అనే ఒక పాట. సో ప్రకృతిలో మనం ఎలా ఇమిడిపోవచ్చు, ఎలా కలిసి బతకచ్చు అనేది ఈ పాట సారాంశం. చాలా గొప్పగా రాశారు గోరెటెంకన్ గారు. ఐ సింగ్ దట్. మువ్వ అందలు ముత్తు కిన్నెరా చేతిలో పడదామా, పాట పాడుకుంటా ఆటాడుకుంటా పయన వెళ్దామా. మువ్వ అందలు ముత్తు కిన్నెరా చేతిలో పడదామా, పాట పాడుకుంటా ఆటాడుకుంటా పయన వెళ్దామా. ఏ మువ్వ అందలు, ఓహో మువ్వ అందలు, మువ్వ అందలు ముత్తు కిన్నెరా చేతిలో పడదామా, పాట పాడుకుంటా ఆటాడుకుంటా పయన వెళ్దామా. మువ్వ అందలు ముత్తు కిన్నెరా చేతిలో పడదామా, పాట పాడుకుంటా ఆటాడుకుంటా పయన వెళ్దామా. ఏ కోరెంక పువ్వా, ఓహో కోరెంక పువ్వా, కోరెంక పువ్వా గుంపులోనే ఒదిగిపోదామా, సర్రంగ చెట్ల నీడలోనే ఆడుకుందామా. కోరెంక పువ్వా గుంపులోనే ఒదిగిపోదామా, సర్రంగ చెట్ల నీడలోనే ఆడుకుందామా. ఏ కోరెంక పువ్వా, ఓహో కోరెంక పువ్వా, కోరెంక పువ్వా గుంపులోనే ఒదిగిపోదామా, సర్రంగ చెట్ల నీడలోనే ఆడుకుందామా. మువ్వ అందలు ముత్తు కిన్నెరా చేతిలో పడదామా, పాట పాడుకుంటా ఆటాడుకుంటా పయన వెళ్దామా. ఏ చెట్టు గుట్ట, ఓరర చెట్టు గుట్ట, చెట్టు గుట్ట పుట్టలతోని సెలిమిసేద్దామా. ఓ చెట్టు గుట్ట పుట్టలతోని సెలిమిసేద్దామా, చుట్టాల ఓలే పిట్టలలా కలిసిపోదామా. చెట్టు గుట్ట పుట్టలతోని సెలిమిసేద్దామా, చుట్టాల ఓలే
so much.
థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్.
థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్ రామ్ మిరియాల గారు, అండ్ థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్ మంగ్లీ. మీ పాటల్లో మామూలుగానే మట్టి వాసన గుబాళిస్తుంది. ఈరోజు మట్టి కోసం సద్గురు కాన్షియస్ ప్లానెట్ సేవ్ సాయిల్ మూమెంట్లో మరింతగా మట్టి వాసనని వెదజల్లినందుకు ధన్యవాదాలు తెలియజెప్తున్నాము. థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్ మంగ్లీ అండ్ రామ్ మిరియాల. And thank you so much all the earth buddies. What a wonderful energy. Thank you. సద్గురు హైదరాబాద్ రీచ్ అయినటువంటి ఈ శుభ సందర్భంగా జరుగుతున్న ఈ సేవ్ సాయిల్ ఈవెంట్లో భాగంగా ఇక్కడికి విచ్చేసినటువంటి ఆనరబుల్ మినిస్టర్ ఫర్ అగ్రికల్చర్ శ్రీ నిరంజన్ రెడ్డి గారిని సాదరంగా వేదికపైకి ఆహ్వానిస్తున్నాము. మే వి రిక్వెస్ట్ అవర్ ఆనరబుల్ మినిస్టర్ ఫర్ అగ్రికల్చర్ సింగిరెడ్డి నిరంజన్ రెడ్డి గారు టు ప్లీజ్ కమ్ ఆన్ స్టేజ్ అండ్ అడ్రస్ ద గ్యాదరింగ్. వారిని వచ్చి మాట్లాడవలసిందిగా రిక్వెస్ట్ చేస్తున్నాము. మంత్రివర్యులు మీరు మాట్లాడిన తర్వాత అప్పుడు సద్గురు గారు వేదిక మీదకి రావడం జరుగుతుంది. ముందుగా మినిస్టర్ నిరంజన్ రెడ్డి గారిని వచ్చి మాట్లాడవలసిందిగా రిక్వెస్ట్ చేస్తున్నాము. మీకు ఘన స్వాగతం పలుకుతున్నాము. థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్ తెలంగాణ గవర్నమెంట్ అండ్ థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్ అగ్రికల్చర్ మినిస్టర్. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
నిన్ననే తెలంగాణ రాష్ట్రాన్ని ఈ నేలను ఋతుపవనాలు తాకినాయి. ఈ నేలను వర్షం ముద్దాడింది. ఈ తెల్లవారుజామున ఈ సాయంత్రానికి సద్గురు గారు హైదరాబాద్ నేల మీద కాలు పెట్టినారు. వారికి తెలంగాణ రాష్ట్ర ప్రభుత్వ పక్షాన, తెలంగాణ రాష్ట్ర ప్రజల పక్షాన, నా పక్షాన, రాష్ట్ర వ్యవసాయ శాఖ పక్షాన, రాష్ట్ర రైతన్నలందరి పక్షాన, నా సహచర మంత్రివర్యులు సోదరులు సభలో ఉన్నటువంటి గౌరవనీయులు శ్రీ శ్రీనివాస్ గౌడ్ గారి పక్షాన, స్పోర్ట్స్ చైర్మన్ వెంకటేశ్వర రెడ్డి గారి పక్షాన, ప్రకృతి ప్రేమికులు విద్యార్థికులైనటువంటి మా మిత్రులు వేదకుమార్ గారి పక్షాన, ఈ సమావేశంలో సభలో ఉన్నటువంటి వేలాది మంది పక్షాన వారికి హృదయపూర్వకంగా నేను స్వాగత సుమాంజలి తెలియజేస్తూ నమస్కరిస్తూ, మీ అందరికీ నమస్కారాలు తెలియజేస్తూ, పెద్దలకు, పర్యావరణ హితులకు, భూమి పుత్రులకు, ఈ నేల బిడ్డలకు, ప్రాణుల్ని, చరాచర జీవుల్ని ప్రేమించేటువంటి హృదయం గల మీ అందరికీ, యువతీ యువకులకు, అందరికీ, మీడియా మిత్రులకు నేను హృదయపూర్వకంగా మళ్ళొక్కసారి నమస్కారాలు తెలియజేస్తున్నాను. సద్గురు గారు మీ యొక్క దీక్ష ఒక మార్గదర్శనం చేసేటువంటి సంకల్పం, ఈ తాత్విక ఆలోచనలు ఈ తరంతో పాటు భావితరాలను ప్రభావితం చేస్తూ రాబోయే తరాలకు కూడా దారి చూపించేటువంటివి. మేము మీ విశ్వాసాలను ఈ అంశానికి సంబంధించినటువంటి విషయంలో, ప్రత్యేకంగా సేవ్ సాయిల్ విషయంలో ముమ్మాటికి ఏకీభవిస్తూ అనుసరిస్తూ ఉండేటువంటి వాళ్ళము, ఆచరిస్తూ ఉండేటువంటి వాళ్ళం. నిజంగా చెప్పాలంటే మేం మట్టి మనుషులం, తెలంగాణ బిడ్డలము, తెలుగు బిడ్డలం, మట్టి మనుషులం. మాకు మట్టితో ఉండేటువంటి అనుబంధం చాలా గొప్పది. ఈ మట్టి కోసమే మా పెద్దలు, మా పూర్వీకులు, మా ముందు తరాల వాళ్ళు అలుపెరగని పోరాటం చేసిండ్రు. ఈ మట్టిని రక్షించుకోవడం కోసమే, ఈ మట్టి మీద నిలబడి జీవనాన్ని కొనసాగించడం కోసమే, ఈ మట్టిని కాపాడుకోవడం కోసమే. మీ అందరికీ తెలుసు, ప్రకృతి మానవాళికి అందించినటువంటి ఒక అపురూపమైనటువంటి కానుక, సహజమైనటువంటి సంపద మన నేల, మన భూమి. భూమి ఉపరితలంలో ఉండేటువంటి నేల. ఈ నేల మనకు, నేల లేనిది జీవం లేదు, జీవం ఉండేది నేలలో. జీవం మనుగడ సాగించాలంటే నేల కాపాడబడాలి. అందులో ఉండేటువంటి చరాచర జీవులన్నీ, కంటికి కనిపించేవి, కంటికి కనిపించవి, మనతో పాటు పుట్టినవి, మనకంటే ముందు పుట్టినవి, మన తర్వాత పుట్టబోయేవి, ఏ జీవులైనా మనుగడ సాగించాలి. ఒక వైవిధ్యభరితమైనటువంటి పరిణామ క్రమం ఇంకా ముందుకు సాగాలంటే ఖచ్చితంగా మనం దీన్ని కాపాడుకోవాలి. ఈ నేల ప్రస్తుతం ఉండేటువంటి స్వరూపం సంతరించుకోవడం కోసం అనేక భౌతిక, రసాయనిక పరిణామాలు సంభవించిన సంగతి మనందరికీ తెలిసిందే. దాశరథి గారు అన్నట్లు, భూగోళం పుట్టుక కోసం రాలిన సొరగోళాలెన్నో అన్నాడు ఆయన పరిణామ క్రమాన్ని వివరిస్తూ ఒక పాటలో. ఆద్యంతం మానవ చరిత్రను కూడా ఒకటే పద్యంలో, ఒకటే పాటలో వివరించినటువంటి గొప్ప తాత్వికుడు దాశరథి. తెలంగాణ మట్టి బిడ్డ, తెలుగు మట్టి బిడ్డ. పరిణామ క్రమంలో మనం చూస్తున్నటువంటి ఈ నేల, ఈ మట్టి జీవానికి యోగ్యమైనటువంటిది, ప్రాణులకు యోగ్యమైనటువంటిది, పంటలకు యోగ్యమైనటువంటిదిగా మట్టి మారాలి. ఒక్క పొర మారాలంటే 600 సంవత్సరాల కాలం పడుతుంది. అట్లా వేల 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 సంవత్సరాల కాలంలో ఈ భూమి అవతరించినప్పటి నుంచి జరిగినటువంటి అనేక పరిణామ క్రమాల్లో మనం చూస్తున్నటువంటి ఈ నేల, ఈ ప్రపంచానికి, జీవరాశులకు అన్నం పెడుతున్నటువంటి నేల, జీవాన్ని కాపాడుతున్నటువంటి నేల. మరి ఈ నేల కాలగమనంలో, ప్రత్యేకించి మన దేశంలో తీసుకుంటే, దాదాపు ఇప్పటికే మనకు ఉండేటువంటి భూమిలో ఒక 30% భూమి ఎడారీకరణ జరిగింది. ఇదే పరిస్థితి కొనసాగితే ఇప్పుడు ప్రపంచవ్యాప్తంగా ఉండేటువంటి 770-780 కోట్ల జనాభా ఉంది. మరో దశాబ్ద కాలం గడిస్తే, దాదాపు అది దశాబ్దన్నర గడిస్తే దాదాపు 900 కోట్లు అవుతుందని చెప్పి అంచనాలు ఉన్నాయి. అప్పటికి ఇదే రీతిన మనం ఈ నేలను ఇట్లే నిర్లక్ష్యం చేస్తే ఆహార కొరతనే కాదు, ఆహారం లేక జీవరాశులే కాదు, మానవులు కూడా అంతరించిపోయేటువంటి ఒక ప్రమాదం మన ముందు కనిపిస్తున్నది. దాని నుంచి బయటపడాలి. మనం సాంప్రదాయబద్ధంగా భారతదేశంలో వేల సంవత్సరాలుగా మొదలైనటువంటి వ్యవసాయ నాగరికత, ప్రపంచంలో మానవుడు వ్యవసాయం మొదలుపెట్టి 13,000 ఏళ్ళైతే స్థిరమైనటువంటి వ్యవసాయం ఒక చోట సెటిల్ అయి అక్కడే ఉండి ఆవాసాలు ఏర్పరచుకొని వ్యవసాయం ప్రారంభించి 10,000 సంవత్సరాలైంది. ఈ 10,000 సంవత్సరాల కాలంలో దాదాపు 100 సంవత్సరాల క్రితం వరకు కూడా నేల ఆరోగ్యంగానే ఉండింది. తీవ్రమైనటువంటి పరిణామాలన్నీ కూడా ఈ 100 ఏళ్ల కాలంలోనే జరిగినాయి. 100 ఏళ్ల కాలంలో మానవుడి యొక్క ఆవిష్కరణలు అద్భుతమైనటువంటి రీతిలో ఉన్నాయి. మానవ నాగరికత శాస్త్రీయంగా, సాంకేతికంగా అత్యద్భుతమైనటువంటి రీతిలో పురోగమించింది. సమాంతరంగా విధ్వంసానికి దోహదపడేటువంటి చర్యలకు కూడా మానవాళి పూనుకుంటున్నది. ఒక విద్యుక్త ధర్మం, నైతిక ధర్మం, రాజ్యాంగాల పరమైన, ప్రపంచం మొత్తం దేశాలు అనేకం కాబట్టి ఆయా దేశాల యొక్క రాజ్యాంగాల పరంగా మానవుల యొక్క నైతిక విధితో పాటు రాజ్యాంగ కర్తల యొక్క, శాసనకర్తల యొక్క, ప్రజల యొక్క రాజకీయ కర్తవ్యం ద్వారా మాత్రమే ఈ ధరిత్రిని మనం కాపాడుకోవడానికి అవకాశం ఉంటుంది. అందులో మీలాంటి మహనీయులు మహానుభావుల యొక్క పాత్ర ఎనలేనటువంటిది, ఘనమైనటువంటిది, కొనియాడదగినటువంటిది, ఈ తరానికి భావితరాలకు స్ఫూర్తినిచ్చేటువంటిది. ఈ 100 ఏళ్ల కాలంలో జరిగినటువంటి పరిణామాల్లో ప్రత్యేకించి మన దేశంలో సాంప్రదాయ పద్ధతిలో సాగినటువంటి వ్యవసాయం ద్వారా నేల ఆరోగ్యం కాపాడబడింది. కానీ సాంప్రదాయ పద్ధతిలో సాగినటువంటి సాగు వ్యవసాయం ప్రాణులకు కానీ మానవులకు కానీ ఈ దేశంలో సరిపోయినటువంటి మోతాదులో ఆహారాన్ని అందించలేనటువంటి పరిస్థితి కొనసాగినప్పుడు ప్రపంచ పోకడలను మనం దిగుమతి చేసుకొని హరిత విప్లవం పేరు మీద, సస్య విప్లవం పేరు మీద మనం మితి మించినటువంటి సేవ్ సాయిల్, మితిమీరినటువంటి, మీకు తెలియాల్సినటువంటి అంశం ఇది. మనం అందరం భుజించేటువంటి ఆహారంలో ఈరోజు పరిమితికి మించినటువంటి ఫర్టిలైజర్, అదేవిధంగా పెస్టిసైడ్ రెసిడ్యువల్స్ ఉంటున్నాయి. వీటిని తగ్గించకపోతే, వీటి వాడకాన్ని రేషనలైజ్ చేయకపోతే, ఇరేషనల్ యూసేజ్ ఆఫ్ ఫర్టిలైజర్స్ అండ్ కెమికల్స్ అండ్ పెస్టిసైడ్స్ వాటి మీద స్థిరమైన నియంత్రణ లేకపోతే భవిష్యత్తు అంధకారం అవుతుంది. అందుకోసమే చివరి విషయం చెప్పి నేను ముగిస్తాను. విద్యార్థికులైనటువంటి వాళ్ళు మీరందరూ కూడా దృష్టిలో పెట్టుకోవాల్సింది, గమనించాల్సినటువంటి విషయం. ఒట్టి కేరింతలతో కాదు, విషయం కూడా అర్థం చేసుకునే ప్రయత్నం చేయాలి. సెప్టెంబర్లో వారికి యుఎన్ఓతో అనుబంధం ఏర్పడింది కాబట్టి ఇవాళ ప్రపంచ దూతగా యుఎన్ఓ వారిని ఎంపిక చేసుకున్నది కాబట్టి యుఎన్ఓ వాళ్ళు 2015 సెప్టెంబర్లో అంతర్జాతీయ మానవాళి మొత్తాన్ని దృష్టిలో పెట్టుకొని ఆయా దేశాలకు నిర్దేశించినటువంటి కర్తవ్యాలు, బాధ్యతలు, ఆయా దేశాలు ఏం చేయాలని చెప్పినటువంటి దాంట్లో సస్టైనబుల్ డెవలప్మెంట్ గోల్స్ అని చెప్పి ఆ రోజు ఒక 17 గోల్స్ని ప్రపంచ దేశాలకు వాళ్ళు డిటర్మైన్ చేసినారు. వాటిని అచీవ్ చేసుకోవడం కోసం 167 టాస్క్లను విధించినారు. అందులో భాగంగా ఆ 17 గోల్స్లో ప్రధానమైనటువంటివి ఈ ధరిత్రిని కాపాడుకోవడం, నేలను కాపాడుకోవడం, పర్యావరణాన్ని కాపాడుకోవడం, పచ్చదనాన్ని పెంచడం, అవిద్య లేకుండా చేయడం, పేదరికం లేకుండా చేయడం, శుద్ధమైన నీళ్లు ప్రపంచ మానవాళికి అందరికీ అందేటట్లు చేయడం, యుద్ధాలు లేకుండా చేయడం, ఇట్లా అనేకమైనటువంటి అంశాలు ఉన్నాయి. ఇది 2015 సెప్టెంబర్లో ప్రారంభమైంది. కానీ 2014 2 జూన్కు ఏర్పడినటువంటి తెలంగాణ రాష్ట్రం, అంటే అంతకంటే ముందే ఏడాది పైచిలకు ముందే ఏర్పడినటువంటి ఈ రాష్ట్రంలో తొలి క్యాబినెట్ సమావేశంలో తీసుకున్నటువంటి నిర్ణయాలు అవి ప్రకృతిపరమైనటువంటివి. తెలంగాణలో హరితహారం ద్వారా 250 కోట్ల మొక్కల్ని పెట్టాలని ఈ ప్రభుత్వం నిర్ణయం తీసుకొని అమలు చేయడం జరిగింది. అదేవిధంగా నీటి వనరులను సంరక్షించడం కూడా నేల ఆరోగ్యాన్ని కాపాడడానికి తోడ్పడేటువంటి అంశం. నీరు లేని నేల మళ్ళీ ఎడారిగానే మారుతుంది, అది ఇంత సారవంతమైందైనా. కాబట్టి నేలకు అవసరమైనటువంటి నీరు వర్షాధారంగానే కాక వర్షాధారంగా వచ్చినటువంటి నీళ్లను నిల్వ ఉంచుకొని సముద్రంలోకి కలిసేటువంటి నీళ్లను ఒడిసిపట్టి ఎక్కడికక్కడ చెరువులు, కుంటలు, వాగులు, వంకలు, ప్రాజెక్టులు, రిజర్వాయర్ల ద్వారా ఇలా తెలంగాణ భారతదేశంలో భూగర్భ జలాన్ని పెంచడంలో నంబర్ 1 రాష్ట్రంగా నిలిచింది. ఎక్కడ చూసినా కూడా నీటి సంపద, జల సంపద. ఈరోజు తెలంగాణ నేల మీద మనుషులే కాదు, వ్యవసాయం వృద్ధి అయినటువంటి కారణంగా తెలంగాణ నేలంతా పచ్చబడ్డది, ఎక్కడ చూసినా కూడా ఆ పచ్చదనంతో పరుచుకొని ఉన్నది. అదేవిధంగా తెలంగాణలో పశువులు కానీ గొర్రెలు కానీ ఇతర జీవ సంపద అయితే లైవ్ స్టాక్ అంటామో మనం, అది సుమారు ఇవాళ 2019 లెక్కల ప్రకారంగా 5 ఏళ్లకోసారి పశు గణన జరుగుతుంది. 2019 లెక్కల ప్రకారంగా 3,26,00,000 జీవాలు ఉన్నాయి ఇవాళ తెలంగాణలో. ఆ జీవాల వల్ల జరిగేటువంటిది, అవి నేల మీద సంచరిస్తూ ఆ వాటికి దొరికిన ఆహారాన్ని భుజిస్తూ వాటి మలమూత్ర విసర్జన ద్వారా భూమి సారాన్ని పెంచేటువంటి ప్రక్రియ కూడా తెలంగాణలో జీవజాతులు తోడ్పడుతున్నాయి. ఈ విధంగా రాబోయే తరాలకు ఈ నేలను కాపాడుకోవడం ద్వారా ఒకటి ఆహార భద్రతను, 2 మంచి పర్యావరణాన్ని అందించేటువంటి బాధ్యత మనందరిది. ప్రపంచ ప్రఖ్యాత ఆంథ్రోపాలజిస్ట్ ఎన్రిక్ సాల్మన్ చెప్పినటువంటి విషయం, మనం బంధం జీవులం అంటే మనుషులమే కాదు, అన్ని రకాల జీవులతో మనకు బంధం ఉంది, అనుబంధం ఉంది అన్నటువంటి దృష్టితో మనం గాలి పీలుస్తున్నాం, అవి కూడా గాలి పీల్చుకుంటున్నాయి, వాటి గాలి మనం పీల్చుకుంటున్నాం, అవి జీవించాలి మనం జీవించాలనేటువంటి ఒక సిద్ధాంతంతో, కారుణ్యమైనటువంటి భావనతో, కంపాషన్తో ఈ భూమి మీద మానవుడు ఒక్కడే కాదు హక్కుదారుడు, సమస్త జీవజాతులన్నీ హక్కుదారులైనటువంటి విధంగా భావితరాలకు ఈ సందేశాన్ని తీసుకొని పోవాలి. దీన్ని మనం అందరం ఆచరించాలని చెప్పి మనవి చేస్తూ, తెలంగాణ ప్రభుత్వ పక్షాన మీ యొక్క ఫౌండేషన్ చేస్తున్న కృషికి మేము అనుబంధంగా ఉంటాము, తోడుగా ఉంటామని చెప్పి ప్రకటిస్తూ మీ అందరికీ ధన్యవాదాలు అర్పిస్తూ ముగిస్తాను. జై తెలంగాణ, జై భారత్.
Thank you so much, Niranjan Reddy Garu. And as a part of the Save Soil movement, on this historic day at Hyderabad, the Telangana government and Isha Outreach shall be signing a memorandum of understanding to rejuvenate Telangana's soil. That's a proud moment for Telangana and the Save Soil movement. And దీనికి గాను వేదిక మీదకి మనందరికీ ఎంతో ఇష్టమైన మన ప్రియతమ సద్గురు గారిని ఆహ్వానిస్తున్నాము. Sadhguru Garu to please come on to the stage, and requesting our Agriculture Minister Niranjan Reddy Garu to exchange the Memorandum of Understanding between the Telangana government and Isha Outreach. This indeed is a historic movement. Save Soil movement ni మొదలుపెట్టి ఎన్నో కంట్రీస్ ట్రావెల్ చేసినటువంటి సద్గురు ఎంతో మంది రాష్ట్రాల్లో ఉండేటువంటి ముఖ్యమంత్రులు ఇలాగే ఎంఓయూని ఎక్స్చేంజ్ చేయడం జరిగింది. అండ్ ఈ రోజు మన తెలంగాణలో ఉండేటువంటి వాళ్ళందరికీ గర్వకారణం ఏంటి అంటే తెలంగాణ ప్రభుత్వం కూడా ఎంఓయూని సేవ్ మూమెంట్తో ఎక్స్చేంజ్ చేయడం. నిరంజన్ రెడ్డి గారిని ఒక్క నిమిషం వేదిక మీద ఉండవలసిందిగా రిక్వెస్ట్ చేస్తూ, ఇన్వైటింగ్ ఆన్ స్టేజ్ మినిస్టర్ శ్రీనివాస్ గౌడ్ గారిని వేదిక మీదకి రావాల్సిందిగా రిక్వెస్ట్ చేస్తున్నాము. శ్రీనివాస్ గౌడ్ గారు, మినిస్టర్ ఫర్ ట్రాన్సిషన్ అండ్ ఎక్సైజ్, స్పోర్ట్స్ అండ్ యూత్ సర్వీసెస్ టూరిజం, ప్లీజ్ కమ్ ఆన్ స్టేజ్. ఈరోజు ఈ కార్యక్రమానికి వచ్చేసినటువంటి శ్రీనివాస్ గౌడ్ గారికి కూడా మా సాదర స్వాగతం పలుకుతున్నాము. Also requesting everybody to hold your placards, Save Soil. మీరు చేయగలిగింది మీ సోషల్ మీడియా పేజెస్, ట్విట్టర్, ఇన్స్టా, ఎఫ్బి, ఎక్కడైనా సరే ఈ మెసేజ్ని మీరు షేర్ చేయండి. మీ కంపెనీస్లో కూడా మీరు ఈ మెసేజెస్ని షేర్ చేయండి. అడ్రస్ ద కాజ్ అండ్ బీ ఎర్త్ బడీ Let's join hands together for Save Soil. మట్టిని రక్షించండి, అది మనల్ని రక్షిస్తుంది. మట్టి లేకపోతే మనం లేము. థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్ నిరంజన్ రెడ్డి గారు, థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్ శ్రీనివాస్ గౌడ్ గారు, అలాగే వచ్చినటువంటి తదితర డిగ్నిటరీస్ అందరికీ కూడా థ్యాంక్ యూ చెప్తూ, the conscious planet, the Save Soil movement is an effort to save our planet's soil from extinction. As occupants of a shared planet, are we going to be regretful or a responsible generation? What are we going to be? A wonderful, responsible generation, aren't we? So here's presenting to you a video that explains the science behind the Save Soil movement. Please orient yourself towards the screens, please. And here we have the video that explains the science behind the Save Soil movement.
We are talking about climate change, carbon emissions, and global warming and various other aspects, but we are not addressing soil. Soil is the habitat upon which zillions of lives thrive. Once there is no richness in soil, then you have forsaken the planet in many ways. Every responsible scientist in the world and the UN agencies are clearly saying we have only 80 to 100 harvests left. That means approximately 45 to 50 years of agricultural soil left on the planet. By 2045, we will be producing 40% less food than what we are producing right now, and our populations will be 9.3 billion people. The food shortages that could manifest in the next 25 years, the consequences of that is unimaginable. Civil wars will unfold across the world once there is food shortage. What we are facing now is soil extinction. Why is soil becoming extinct? Where is it going away? What is happening to our soil? We must understand, if you add organic content to sand, sand will turn into soil. If you remove all organic content from the soil, soil will become sand. In normal agricultural soil, the minimum organic content should be between 3 to 6%. The most minimum is 3%. At least this minimum to keep the soil alive, to keep the soil as living soil is a must. Agricultural soils across the world, the depletion is so heavy. In most countries, more than 50% of the topsoil is already gone in the last 100 years. The nutrient levels have dropped significantly. The level of micronutrients you would get from your food in early 20th century to what you are getting from the same food now has dropped 90%. If you ate one orange in 1920s, what you got from it. Now, in 2020, if you have to get the same, you will have to eat 8 oranges. This is what we have done to our food.
Soil is the biggest ecosystem on the planet, and so few people know anything about it. 1 teaspoon of healthy soil probably contains more microbes than there are people on Earth.
The microbial life in the first 12 to 15 inches of topsoil is the basis of our existence. It is this magic beneath our feet which has produced the life that we are. This first 12 to 15 inches of soil is the basis of life for 87% of life on this planet, including you and me.
We have to begin to recognize that what we call our soil, Mother Earth, is a living organism.
Open soils, ripped open by plowing, open to sunlight, is the basis of destruction of microbial life. So the focus should be on agriculture, the focus should be on seeing that land is under shade as much as possible, some kind of shade, grasses, herbs, bushes, trees. So it's extremely important that soil regeneration is enshrined in the policy of every government on the planet. We must change the narrative on the planet that soil is a wealth, a legacy we have received from previous generations, and we have to pass it on as living soil for future generations. We are in a cusp of time. If you do the right things now, in the next 15 to 25 years, we can significantly turn this situation around and regenerate the soil. But if we allow this to progress like this for another 30 to 40 years, after 40 years if we attempt this, then it could take 150 to 200 years, because that much loss of biodiversity would have happened. From 21st of March for 100 days, the whole world, every human being on the planet should talk soil. We must hear the word soil, save soil everywhere, to see that the narrative on the planet changes towards the most vital aspect of our life, the soil. Each one of you should reach as many people as you can to make this happen. As a part of this, to activate support from the citizenry, to assure the governments long-term investments will be appreciated. I'm 65 and I'm riding 30,000 kilometers, a lone motorcycle journey, 30,000 kilometers across 24 nations.
Sadhguru, thank you for what you're doing.
Dear Sadhguru, one of the world's voices and leaders on soil conservation.
وابدا بالنسبه لنا في رابطه العالم الاسلامي
As for the Muslim World League, we are completely ready to help you.
You've inspired me to think about soil very differently. I love what you say, that we're all part of the solution and we all have a role to play.
This is my appeal to every one of you, because I don't want this COP15 to end as one more convention with more paper and more paper. This must end with concrete action, and action in such a way that it's implementable. It is implementable, and we will see a distinct change in the coming few years.
This is a perfect confluence of how we see things and the importance of the soil. Save the soil.
Our soil needs nourishment. Save soil. Let us make it happen.
सदगुरु जी ने यात्रा की, दुनिया को मिट्टी के प्रति स्नेह तो पैदा हुआ ही होगा, लेकिन भारत की मिट्टी की ताकत का भी परिचय मिला होगा।
I salute you, your energy and your dedication, and my full support of what is needed from the Palestinian side.
To honor the people of this country, I want to thank you very much.
And the movement that you have taken up, I could not expect any more God's blessing than that.
Sadhguru, and this campaign is so important.
We are going to save the soil. Do your part.
Let's save soil and create a conscious planet.
Save soil.
Save our soil. Save soil.
Sadhguru, save soil, my friend.
Save soil. Let's make it happen.
Antigua and Barbuda is part of the Save Soil mission.
We commend you for what you're doing. That is why we are happy to sign the MOU.
The science and philosophy that backs the thought behind the movement is tremendous.
We welcome you in Hyderabad, and please show us the right direction towards policy.
Save soil. Let's make it happen.
It is time to save the soil. Save soil. Let's make it happen.
We know what we must do, so let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen. Let's make this happen.
Let us make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen. Save soil. Let's make it happen.
Soil is not our property. It's a legacy that's come to us from previous generations, and we must pass it on as living soil for future generations.
So, let's take the action now. Repu kaadu, ellundi kaadu, ee roje. Let's take the action and let's save soil. As we are entering into the conversation with Sadhguru and Samantha, an announcement for all of you all. We have live translation in Telugu that's available for the event today. Please tune your mobile phone radios into 88 frequency for Telugu, or you can visit the website. For any translation support, visit the translation help desk. We would also like to thank our sponsors. Our national sponsor PVR along with our other partners, Cine Media partner UFO Movies, Superflow and Colroot Group. Local sponsors Cofax, Patel Groups and Laurus Labs. Thank you so much for being associated with Save Soil. And I'm delighted to announce in conversation event, yes, Samantha Ruth Prabhu with Sadhguru. The very versatile actress is the recipient of several awards including 4 Film Awards South, 6 South Indian International Movie Awards and 2 Andhra Pradesh State Nandi Awards. Apart from her acting career, she also has started her own NGO, Pratyusha Support, to provide medical support for women and children in 2012. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting to you Samantha Ruth Prabhu, manandariki chala ishtamainatvanti mana Sam, ee roju in conversation with Sadhguru. So may I request once again our dearest Sadhguru to please come on stage. Whether it is a question related to our physical self, spirituality, family or planet, one thing that we all know is ask Sadhguru. Our solution to all the problems, our dearest Sadhguru in conversation with Samantha.
Kalo na janati tava jananam, Kalo na janati tava samapanam, Drushto maya tava mahakara Yogeshwara Kala Kala, Yogeshwara Kala Kala. Namaskaram. Namaskaram to everyone. Namaskaram to you. Please, please. So, okay. Don't tell me, huh? You need to tell the world. Samantha couldn't come on time because as she was coming, somebody informed her, I'm wearing an yellow kurta, so she had to go back, change and come.
Good evening, Sadhguru. It is absolutely an honor.
Her volume up, please.
It's absolutely an honor to be in your presence. I don't usually carry cue cards, but you know, when you talk, you have the tendency to make people freeze, and I might forget my name, so better safe than sorry.
No.
Welcome back to Hyderabad.
Thank you.
The 94th day of your motorbike tour to save soil. 562 events, 26,000 kilometers. I'm just tired saying it. Don't you ever get tired, Sadhguru?
See, people continuously asking me almost everywhere, looking at the schedule and the distances we are making. Like what is that, 500? 562
562 events.
562 events means on an average 8 to 9 events per day is what's been happening along the way apart from the riding. So, so continuously, almost in every nation, this is a question, how do you manage this? I must tell you, I was riding towards Bucharest and I was to reach there at 7 o'clock, and 7 o'clock there was a television interview. But weather got very bad and the road What is that? Can't hear? What?
You're blocking the view,
You can see there. That's okay, please. Now they can't change that, please. You look at the screen. You always seen Samantha only on the screen, so what does it matter?
It's not me they're here for, Sadhguru.
Huh?
It's not me they're here for.
So I was to go there at 7 o'clock in the evening, but the ride became 9.5 hours instead of 6 hours as it was planned. So I reached there around 11:15 and they were still waiting, the television crew. So I walked straight into the event and well, an hour and a half when we finished, it was nearly 1 o'clock in the morning, and then I was talking to them. So this anchor says, at this age, how do you ride for 9 hours and come and do an interview and you're still fine? He repeated the word "this age" 3 times and I didn't like it. I'm warning you so that you don't use that.
I'll make note.
So I told him, see, I lived my life so intensely, I never had the time to get old. You need lot of time to get old. Where is the time to get old?
Can you please give me the secret as well?
I will.
I would like to stay this way for some time.
We will reveal the secrets.
So I see your amazing bike, and some would say a bike tour, an unusual way to create awareness. Why a bike tour, Sadhguru?
Why a motorcycle? Well, see, the thing is, last 2.5 years particularly, I've been talking to various agricultural ministries, scientists, top scientists in the world, soil scientists I mean, and bureaucrats and variety of people who hold responsible positions in the world. And I discovered that everybody knows the problem. Everybody generally knows the direction of the solution. Then wondering, why is it not happening? Everybody knows the problem, everybody knows the solution. Then I realized they are waiting for an idiot to bell the cat. So here I am. So if I fly around and do it, it won't have that. So I have to walk. If I walk, I might die. Most probably, yes. Or if I cycle, definitely it'll kill me. So motorcycle could kill. There were many dangerous moments. It could… when you're going at this pace, when I say this pace, like every day, we're well above the speed limits and trying to get to the place because events and events are happening on the way. They're stopping us on the roads and there are events. So, I don't hold… I'm not a minister, I don't hold any position of power in the world, I don't have any, anything to command because I don't have an army. All I have is, I have people's love and goodwill, so… I thought, so that is the only asset I have, so that's the only thing I can play with. I've been talking about this for 30 years, and whenever I speak about it, people say, this is great, this is fantastic, and then they will sleep on it. So, now we wanted to awaken something. I knew the simple way for me to do it is to put myself to some risk. And it's worked, because 3 days ago our social media metrics, without WhatsApp, is reading at 2.8 billion people have spoken about soil. But when I started in London, a lady journalist was interviewing me and she said, "Sadhguru, come on, why have you become like this? Can't you pick up something else? Soil is the most unromantic thing. Who will support you? Who is going to talk about soil? Just don't do this, do something else. Talk about the sky, maybe heaven." Not soil. Who is going to be interested in this? Look at this.
There is this constant question about river water being wasted to the ocean, Sadhguru. So, is there a way that we can save it?
See, the river water must go to the ocean. On the way you can drink, you can irrigate your lands a little bit, you can use it, but river water must go to the ocean. This is a very wrong concept which a lot of states are unfortunately taking. If the river water does not go, enough river water, I would say in ideal conditions, minimum 50% should go. But with our population pressure, where we have 4% of the world's land and 17.6% of population, world's population, with this pressure, you cannot expect 50% to flow. At least 25% of the river water must flow into the ocean. Why? India has 7,600 square kilometers of coastline. So along this coastline, there's an ecosystem which is marine kind of ecosystem. It's a completely different ecosystem than the marine ecosystem and also different from the river water itself, because it's a meeting and mingling of these two different types of waters. If this buffer goes away, then marine ingress will happen. Marine water will start percolating into the soil and coming in. You know from Tamil Nadu, 80 kilometers inside, marine water has come right now in Tuticorin region. Just 15 years ago, it was all sweet water. Today, all the wells are salt water. People have vacated the whole villages. You will see ghost villages, completely empty villages, all locked homes, and they've left because there is no sweet water anywhere. Up to 100 kilometers it can come. If all the rivers, if you use it up inside for human, whatever you want to call it, human reproduction, I would say. If you use it up like this, then up to 100 kilometers marine ingress can happen. 7,600 kilometers coastline, 100 kilometers means you would have lost 1/3 of the nation. This is about the same size of land that you partitioned with Pakistan and Bangladesh at one time in 1948. That's how much land you will lose once again if rivers don't flow into the ocean.
Sadhguru, since I have this time with you, I'm going to be greedy and ask a few questions that have been on my mind for a while. Personally, I love to visit places of worship. I believe in a higher power, in good energy, in karma. But there is a counter viewpoint that religion divides us. What is the purpose of religion in our lives today, and how would you answer an atheist who says that the world would be a better place without the divisive policies of religion?
I very much agree with that. Because of the way we are propagating it today. See, most religions that you know today, in its infancy, started as spiritual processes, as a quest for human being to know something beyond just eating, reproducing, sleeping, beyond that, because there's a longing. It's not taught to you, there's a natural longing within you. See, if you're struggling for food, food will be the only thing. If you're struggling to have a shelter, that'll be the only thing. Suppose everything you want is just provided today, then suddenly you wonder, why am I here? What is it? So there is a longing to know. A human being cannot simply say, I don't want to know anything, I will just eat well and live well. It doesn't work, because your intelligence is evolved into a certain place where Without asking a question, you cannot exist. So when I say without asking a question, question means a quest. Question is just a tool to dig deeper into something, whatever you wish to know. But right now, all religions started with this question, but today most religions have come to this place, you cannot ask a question. If you ask a question, you're dead. So, with what purpose it started and what it has become today is a different thing. So, we need to make a distinction between religious process and spiritual process. It has become necessary today to do this, because today religion means belief. You believe this, this and this, then you belong to this religion. If you believe that, you become that religion. So when you say, I believe something, it's like this. How many of you here believe you have two hands? All of you just raise one hand. If you believe you have two hands, do you believe you have two hands or you know that you have two hands? You know. If somebody starts an argument with you to prove that you have no hands, if their argument becomes too overwhelming, one slap in the face. He knows you got hands. This happens in the movies, huh? But in God you believe. Why? Because you're still not even straight enough to admit what you do not know as I do not know. This much sincerity should enter human heart and intelligence. What I know, I know. What I do not know, I do not know. What is the problem? Whatever I do not know, I believe. You're destroying I do not know. I do not know is the most tremendous possibility in your life. When you see I do not know, the longing to know, the seeking to know, and the possibility of knowing becomes a reality. If you destroy I do not know, you will just believe something because it's come from some authority, or people claim it's come from an authority. Or in other words, in your life, authority becomes the truth. Spiritual process means truth is the only authority for you.
Another question that has been on my mind lately is how much of one's life is a result of their past karma? Are the injustices and unfairnesses that one faces in one's life a result of their past karma? If so, do you accept these injustices and find solace in the fact that, okay, the karma is being cleared, even though it might seem detrimental to our lives in so many ways?
Samantha, you're old enough for this. I'm not saying you're old, I said you're old enough. Do you still expect the world to be fair to you?
That's why I'm asking this question.
That is
Can I blame it on my past karma is what I'm asking.
I want the world to be fair to me is a schoolgirl question. By now you should know the world is not fair. It will not be fair to you. But if you dig deep into yourself and have a taste of life, not a taste of your thought and emotion, the taste of life that you are, then you will see life is not just fair, it's just fantastic. So, do you want fair life or fantastic life? You must decide.
I've noticed this, that beyond the material ego, there is now suddenly a widespread…
Who's this ego guy, your friend?
It's all around me. And in my industry, the heights of it. So beyond the material ego, I've noticed there's now widespread spiritual ego. I've come across a lot of people who are now on a spiritual path not you, Sadhguru, who consider themselves superior to people who are not on a spiritual path. How would you advise such people to ensure that they don't fall a prey to this new spiritual ego?
First we'll address this ego guy, okay? If you show me where it is, I'll fix it right now.
I wish I knew where it was. It just keeps coming suddenly.
So, you don't know where it is. The thing is just this. See, at certain moments, as a person, as a woman, you are a beautiful person, wonderful person, I mean. I'm sorry, I didn't say only at certain times you're beautiful. You're always beautiful, but certain times you're wonderful, all right? Certain moments, maybe you're nasty, possible. So whenever you're nasty, you say, it's my ego. Why don't you say, it's me, I'm sometimes wonderful, sometimes nasty. If you see this, naturally nastiness will go down. But if you say, whenever you're nasty, Mr. Ego does this, and you don't know where he is, you don't know his address or ID, nor do you know his phone number, so how do you fix this guy? So everybody has this going in their life, because this is spiritual jargon without being spiritual is all over the place, particularly in India, because we have, 15, 20,000 years of spiritual history, so we know all the words. We know what Atma, Paramatma, this one, that one, Ahankara, everything we know, words only.
Words only, noted.
So we can just throw words like this and confuse the Western population quite a bit. Because if you come here, they'll say Mukti, Shakti, this one, that one, all kinds of things. They'll think… I know a lot of people who've gone and set up spiritual centers in the West, particularly in America, because they just know one chant, just one chant. Okay, Asatoma Sadgamaya, with this they run the whole thing. So, so unfortunately, spirituality, in some ways it's come there. It's come there because there is need in the society, there is not enough source. Because of that, people are manufacturing this here and there. I must tell you this. Is it okay if I take a few minutes? This happened, a few years ago, 16 years ago. And I was in United States, and then somebody in the office, our office, told me, Sadhguru, did you know every day 100,000 people are typing out the word spiritual? I said, is that so? Type it out and see what comes out. Are we even there in the picture? They typed out spirituality. First thing that comes up is a spa in Mexico. You've been there. And the next thing that comes out is a call girl in Northern California. She has learned all that SEO. For everything she says spiritual, spiritual, spiritual. 108 times she uses the word spiritual on her website. You say spiritual, she comes up, number 2. I thought this is a shame. For thousands of years, anything spiritual means people looked east. East means India, that's what it meant. So I said we must start something, a spiritual gateway, that if people say, if they seek spirituality, they must look towards India. Because this is one culture which has spent maximum amount of time exploring human consciousness and the mechanics of what a human being is, how this functions on the surface and its very core. How does this function? What can we do about it? This has been explored. I'm not saying this out of my Indian origin, I'm saying this after looking at the world closely, that nowhere else has it been looked at like this. So, I said, we must start a spiritual gateway, India, the spiritual gateway. As a part of this, I thought, till then, I must tell you this, till about 15 years ago, I had not met a single guru in this country. I just did not meet, I was just busy doing my own work. I never thought I had to go and look for somebody, I had never been to any other ashram anywhere. And then I thought, okay, let me make an attempt, then I started making phone calls. They all received my call pretty well, and then I started visiting some people and started putting together. We had one meeting with 125 gurus. We made this thing that nobody talks about their philosophy. You keep your philosophy, this is just a meeting. This is just about how to enhance your ashram or your yoga center, whatever you have, how to enhance the quality. We will teach you management, we will teach you branding, we will teach you how to make a website, we will teach you how to present yourself to international community. Your philosophy, we don't touch, you don't touch mine, I don't touch yours. You do your own thing. Because that is the beauty of this culture, that it can exist in hundreds of forms, thousands of forms, and it's okay with us. So when I went about doing this, well, I met many wonderful people, but at the same time, at least 60 to 65%, it hurts me to say this, I found that if I walk into an airport or a golf course, I meet better men than in the so-called spiritual centers. Because it's full of jargon, no heart, no depth, no profoundness, simply one chant, one nonsense, one philosophy that they read somewhere. It's going on like this. This needs to change. So to bring this profoundness to people, as people get closer to me, I get harder and harder and harder. Those who are very close to me, I am bloody cruel. Yes, because just to bring integrity into spirituality is so hard. Because the moment they get spirituality, little, like you said, you're calling it spiritual ego, I call it spiritual airs. They get spiritual airs, air bubbles get in their head. Suddenly they start acting funny, they start saying things that don't exist, they start talking about nonsense that nobody understands. If you speak something, whatever nonsense you speak, people in front of you must understand, otherwise why the hell are you speaking? Because the purpose of speech is to make somebody understand what you're saying. No, if I say something that you don't understand, I become big, you become small. This is rubbish. This is going on for too long. So everybody quotes a book, it all looks like, we are right now talking about earth buddies, we are creating an earthworm image, we are trying to create an NFT. We've over 40,000 images we have created, we will release it shortly. We'll gift you one earthworm, okay? Now, these are all bookworms who fell out of a book. These bookworms were important when there was low literacy in the societies. Only one man in the village could read the book, suddenly he was very valuable. Now everybody can read, what is the point you reading a book to me? If you have something to say other than the book, you tell me. If you're going to read a book, what is the point? When I was in graduation, when I was in the university, I made an agreement with the teachers, I will not come and bother you with my questions, just give me attendance. I will stay out. Because if you go there, from the first moment you go there, first attendance, that's the only interesting thing. And after that, they're just reading some notes and everybody is writing down. Those days, fountain pens, kara 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 kara, it makes noise. I don't like it. I say, see, if everything is in that book, give it to us, we'll photocopy it and give it back to you. I don't have to come, you don't have to come. I have many interesting things to do in the town. I don't know about you, but I have many interesting things to do in the town. I don't have to sit here and write down, I can photocopy this. So they didn't want me, so I said, give me attendance. Only once a month I went there to check my attendance, whether they were keeping the deal. I sat in the garden outside, okay? Why I am saying this is, when you are also literate, why should somebody read the damn book to you? You read. If they have something to say which no book can say, of course, then you must listen. So, this whole spirituality as a thing, unfortunately has fallen on bad times, but slowly it is rising because people's longing is increasing. I must tell you this, 40 years ago when I first started the programs, in our engineering programs, in various different forms, 85% of the people used to come to the programs only for health problems. Only 12–15% came to know something. Today, over 90% of the people come because they want to know something, experience something. Only 8 to 10%. Only 8 to 10% are coming for health issues, which is a significant change in human consciousness. About this ego business, this is one thing we must settle. See, within you, is there only one person or two?
I think one.
You think one?
I'm going to go with one.
One. That means you're an individual. An individual means, the word individual comes from indivisible. You're not further divisible, that's good, you're an individual. If you are two, then you're either schizophrenic or possessed, psychiatrist or exorcist. Either a psychiatrist or an exorcist has to come. So this is very important, everybody settle this, that don't talk about Atma, Paramatma, ego, this one, that one. You are an individual. What kind are you? Are you a wonderful one or a nasty one? Fix the damn thing.
So you're saying, Sadhguru, don't give excuses that, this is me and this is my ego and we are two different…
No.
You are one and take responsibility for it.
If you do that, definitely you will eliminate the nastiness to whatever extent possible.
Thank you, Sadhguru. My last question is, there is a criticism that New Age spirituality is for the wealthy and privileged. How would you advise an underprivileged householder who has neither the money nor the time to embark on a spiritual journey, although they are seeking for it?
Why is he holding on to a house? You said householder, right?
Yes. Yes.
Why are they holding on to a house? You should live in a house, you should not hold on to it. Right now that's their problem. They are holding on to a house. Their whole life is around what they own, what they possess. Obviously, they can't leave the damn place and go anywhere. So the moment your possessions decide the quality of who you are, then you yourself become a material. There's a question there. Ask.
I'm sorry, I didn't get the last…
No, I'm saying, the moment your possessions decide the quality of who you are, then you will also become a material part. You will not be a human anymore. You will not be a consciousness anymore. Material is there, things are there, clothes are there, home is there, all this is there. Why? Because if you do not arrange this convenience, every day you will be only struggling for that. You won't do anything worthwhile in your life. Because every day if you have to earn your food, can you think of anything higher, I'm asking? Whole attention will be just on that. The idea of making arrangements for ourselves as it's convenient for us is so that our intelligence, our creativity, our possibilities find expression in life. Every day if you have to worry about where is my food today, then you can't do anything worthwhile. So do not misunderstand possessions as a way of enhancing your life. It is a way of making your life convenient so that you can focus on what you want to do. If you have to earn your dinner from now to dinner time, what can you do? What worthwhile things can you do? You will only have to go foraging for food, isn't it? So, arrangements are there in everybody's life. How much arrangement is needed? As much as is needed for your kind of life, so that arrangements never become an impediment. For most people, it's an impediment because if somebody is a householder, he'll be holding the house and sitting right there. That's what most people are doing. That is what most people are doing. I'm talking about 80, 90-year-olds. They say, I want to come to the ashram, Sadhguru, but… What is but? But is nobody to take care of the house. Leave the goddamn house and come, you're 85 years of age. You're holding the house so much that you think it's going to go with you. There's no container service, definitely nobody transports homes. So, these householders, they must change their thing, they must live in the house. What kind of house? Whatever is convenient for them. When I say convenience, somebody wants to build a house for 10 crores. They're capable of making that money and building that house. If they can do it effortlessly, let them do it. For somebody else, 10 lakh rupee house itself is a burden. You know, there used to be movies maybe before you came, at least in Kannada I know, there are movies about, oh, build a house and see, get somebody, your daughter married and see, these are the most difficult things to do in life. Arey, daughter will get married, leave her alone, huh? If you just leave her alone, she'll get married without any expense. And building a house, if it is such a burden, why the hell are you building a house? You know? I was in United States and they were asking me, Sadhguru, is it true next time when Jesus comes, he will come in, what is that, Salt Lake City? You know Salt Lake City, you don't know? Oh, there is a whole story, I won't go into it. I said, see, last time he came around Jerusalem and he came and he said, come follow me, only 12 guys. Out of the whole population, only 12 guys he got. Out of that, one of them freaked on him anyway. But if he comes to United States, now in 21st century, and says, come follow me, nobody will be behind him because you got 35-year house mortgage, 15-year card mortgage, 20-year student loan. Where will you go? At that time, somebody said, Master, my father is dead, can I bury him and come? That man says, leave the dead to the dead. And you, if he says, leave the bank to the bank, bank will come and catch you anyway. Once you have mortgage… 35 years, 35-year mortgage, what is your lifespan? 10,000 years, is it? I mean, what kind of life is this? In 35 years, if something spectacular happened here, you can't change the direction of your life, what kind of life are you building for yourself? Hello? Life should be light and agile. You're going this way because this is all you know right now. If something really spectacular shines here, you must be able to go there. Otherwise, what kind of life is this? So only then, only when you have that freedom, spiritual process will thrive in a given society. So right now when you say, well, instead of householders, let me go to those people who are living in huts, who are struggling for daily food. It will be obscene for me to go to that man or woman who is struggling for daily bread to go and tell, come, let's meditate. I will never do such an obscene act. I will talk about how to get better bread, how to get it, what to do. Because when a human being is hungry, you talking to him of mukti is the worst possible thing you can do. So, this is important that we understand. This is important that we understand that if finer aspects of life has to come alive in a society, basic survival should be taken care of for everybody. Only then it's possible. When large number of people are struggling for survival, finer things won't come. Forget about spirituality. Even art, music, fine things won't happen, isn't it? Where is the time to appreciate art? Where is the time to look at finer things? Where is the time to look at a sunrise or a sunset when you're struggling for your food on a daily basis? So it's extremely important. Basic economic well-being has to happen if spirituality has to thrive. And the reason why… you can save that for the end, okay? I'll give you 10 minutes to go on clapping, okay? The reason why spiritual process thrived the way it thrived in this land is because we had a spell, a golden period of 8 to 10,000 years of well-being. That is when spirituality thrived, because everybody ate well. After that, what? Because if you had come here as any other creature on this planet, stomach full, life settled. But once you come as a human being, stomach empty, only one problem, stomach full, 100 problems. You got 100? Hey, 99 now. So, this is the nature of a human being, that only after survival is taken care of, what it means to be human becomes relevant to you. When your survival is in question, you're just another creature, like every other creature. Only when survival is taken care of, what are the other aspects of being human, beyond eating, sleeping, reproduction and dying one day, what else can I do with myself? This comes up only when there is some assurance of survival. This is why I am constantly in economic forums and economic conferences, because economically, if there is no well-being in a society, who the hell will meditate?
Thank you, Sadhguru, for your time. Thank you so much.
You're done?
Do we have questions?
So I'm making an offer to you, Samantha, if you get me 25 million people as Earth buddies, I'll give you a ride on the motorcycle. How's that?
I mean, I think I can. I can. Yeah, I can.
Okay, then it's a promise.
I'll beg if I have to.
So, it can touch 275.
Sorry?
It is capped at 275. But if you want, I can remove the cap and make it more.
Zoom in. I think do we have time for a few questions from the audience?
Yes. Yes, please.
Yes, okay, great.
Namaskaram, Sadhguru.
Where are you?
I'm here, Sadhguru.
Where?
I'm here, Sadhguru.
Yeah, you must say, I am 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
Yep.
Glad to be here, blessed to be here. The question is, why our older generation used to say, whenever you are going to a great guru or someone, don't touch their feet, touch the soil.
Don't?
Touch their feet, touch the soil, and then you come up. Why you used to say that? I had this question.
I did not get that question. Please, if you can repeat.
So, elderly people used to say that whenever you visit a great guru, don't directly touch their feet, but definitely touch just the soil before that. They used to say that. So, any reason for that, whether it is related to any Save Soil movement or spirituality behind it?
I agree with these elderly people, because when I'm riding, wherever, there are Save Soil lineups, a few are formally organized, others by themselves, a few hundred people gathering all over in every state that we are going. When I'm riding, if I ride away fast, they'll feel bad. I don't want to do that. So I slow down. The people who did not get this advice, these guys, when I'm riding, they're coming and grabbing my leg. The motorcycle weighs 360 kilograms and they're pulling off my leg like this. They didn't hear this advice. I wish they had spoken more loudly. So, so the thing is, see, to touch a human being, even if it's a child, they must be willing, isn't it? When they're willing, maybe you can hold their hand, maybe you can hug them, maybe you can touch their feet. Depending on what type of relationship, accordingly people can do different things between human beings. Otherwise, in this culture we told you this. Now, lot of people have become half English in this country. They don't know why hands are shaken. Even in India, everybody is grabbing everybody's hands and doing like this with both the hands. You need to understand this handshaking came because of the cold in England. It's so cold, when you hold hands, you don't do that in 40 degrees centigrade. And on top of it, many of them are wearing jackets in 40 degrees centigrade. I was at a corporate meeting, a few years ago in Mumbai. It was a board meeting, they invited me because they wanted some advice on something. And everybody was in their jackets and ties. Outside temperature was around 36, 37. I said, see, if I had put my money in your company and I saw you guys wearing jackets and ties in 37 degrees, I would take away my money immediately, because you guys don't know what you're doing. Isn't it? You're supposed to manage everybody's money. You must feel the weather, hello? You must always be sensing for every sign that is there around you, economic signs maybe, business signs, but if you don't even notice the weather, you wear jacket. No, Sadhguru, it is a requirement. Who made the requirement? Who told you it's a requirement? No, it's it is expected. I said, who the hell is expecting, huh? Why are you wearing a tie in India when the temperatures are the way they are? All this is done to prevent cold affecting your throat. You in summer, you're wearing ties and walking around. This is slavery at the core of Indian mind. This needs to go. I was in our tribal school. The government is running a small one-room school in the tribal village. We were educating the children in the ashram, but the government opened a small school, one-room school, one teacher who comes once in a way. And I go there and all these girl children, they're wearing ties like necklaces here. They think it's a kind of a necklace, they were wearing it here. I said, what is this? Why is the state government insisting these girls should wear a tie to the school? Where the hell are we? So I'm saying, it is time we rejig this nation in so many ways. It's good to touch the soil where the Guru has stepped rather than grabbing his feet. So, don't molest the Guru's feet without his permission. It's molestation, hello? Yeah, get the microphone. Where's the microphone, please?
Hello Sadhguru, my name is Seattle. I have this question that I don't have any followers. How do I make them so that I can ride on your motorcycle?
I'm reducing the number from 25 million to just 1,000 for you. If you get me 1,000, you get the ride. 1,000 you can do, I know you're capable of that. Somebody is torturing the child, please take care of the child, please. Where are you? Okay.
Yeah. Hi Sadhguru, this is Anup Kumar Yama here. I'm the world champion gold medalist in Arjuna Awardee in roller skating.
What did he say? I'm sorry, I'm not able to get it.
Yeah, Sadhguru, I'm the world champion in roller skating and an Arjuna Awardee. So my question is, you have another 4,000 kilometers to go. Will you actually, it is less risky and more good of an exercise for you?
Thank you, sir, no.
I promise you'll have no broken bones though.
I'm not going to break my bones on the motorcycle either.
Wonderful, sir, thank you.
I told you it's capped at 275. What are you capped at? Please spread the microphone around, don't keep it in one place. Do this quick. Where is the microphone, please?
2 o'clock again. Thank God I got the mic.
Okay, please.
Namaskaram Sadhguru. Warm greetings Samantha. Hello everyone.
What?
So…
You must hold the microphone a little closer. You've seen Lady Gaga? Like that. Not like this, like this.
Yes.
See.
Sadhguru, my question is, why is there a difference in the receptivity level when spiritual seekers or when spiritual gurus speak? I hope you got the question.
Which is why I brought my cue cards as well.
Huh?
Which is why I brought my cue cards.
See, you should have brought the cue card like Samantha.
Okay, let me give you one example.
No.
I've been in satsang. When an online satsang happens, I see many spiritual seekers making different kind of sounds, but I don't feel that way. I just feel blissful. Can you answer my question? Thank you, Sadhguru.
So they are all freaking, why am I not freaking? That's a question. So, see, do not look at spiritual process as something different from life process. If two people eat the same food, both of them will not get the same level of nourishment. This is a fact. Same food, if two people eat, one person what they get out of it, another person what they get out of it is at a different level. Why is that so? That is the way you have kept yourself. In your life, the way human being is made, human system is a complex system, the most complex on this planet. Somewhere else, if there is somebody else, we don't know. But on this planet, this is the most complex life. The most complex life means, in terms of evolution, you are the flower of evolution. Compared to all the other creatures, this is the flower of evolutionary process. A flower that bloomed after millions of years of, I will say, R&D work. Research and development happened from an amoeba to who you are now. How much work? How many capabilities? How many sensitivities? How much competence? If you were an amoeba, what you could do, and today what you can do, is it even comparable? It's another world altogether. So for this much to happen, so much work has happened. Now once this complexity comes, complexity can tie itself in knots. To keep it open, to make it into something that will easily go in the breeze. If this was little damp, it wouldn't go. If it is little knotted, it wouldn't go. It has to… if the breeze comes, it must fly. But that is not happening to many lives because they've knotted themselves up. Why do they knot themselves? See, I don't know how old you are. By the time… you don't go till 18 these days. By the time you're 16, 17, you're looking for a bond. When bond ages, it becomes a bondage. Why are you looking for bondages? Because you're afraid of freedom. Freedom is a terrible thing. Anything can happen to you. Hello? Freedom is a terrible thing because anything can happen to you. People come to me and say, Sadhguru, please bless us, nothing should happen to me. Say, what kind of blessing is this? Let everything happen to you, huh? Let everything that can happen in life happen to you. What is it? Nothing should happen to you means you must be dead. Why are you even alive? So essentially, this is a hangover from the past. Right now, human being is in that state. Like if you kept a bird in a cage for many years and one day you took away the door. But the bird just sits there because food comes there, it's safe, it need not do all this nonsense. Lot of work, hello? Flying is lot of work, isn't it? Simply you can sit there and do kiki, pee, pee, pee and eat. That's what most human beings are choosing to do. What is safe? Householders, holding on to the house because it's safe. I'm not against your house. You need a house as a human being, you can't sleep under a tree. You need a house, but you should live in the house, not holding it. In your mind, if you're holding on to it, then you are a caged bird. As I told you, I know people who are 80, 90 years of age, they can't come for 3 days, they want to come desperately, Sadhguru, I want to come and be in your presence. They come, what is the problem? But my house… You are not a householder, house is holding you. So, like this you hold on to many things because you don't know. You are in the middle of nowhere, I want you to grasp this. Right now you're in the stadium, it's okay? Actually, if you look at it, you're on a tiny little mud ball that you call as planet Earth. You don't know where the hell it is floating in this cosmos, where it is going, whether it's going or not, whether it will be there the next moment or not, you don't know. Do you know? Hello? Does anybody know, I'm asking? No. Does any scientist know? Does somebody else know? Nobody knows. But here we are sitting and fine, out of ignorance, not out of knowledge. Simply we think we are fine, we are forever. Don't worry, everything will be okay, don't worry, be happy, all kinds of stuff. No, the beauty of life is to know all the possibilities and still not to be perturbed or disturbed by that. Not knowing anything and you're okay, that's okay for a child. If you stay that way, we call you a retard. Yes, I know it's a harsh word to use, but that is the case. Because keeping yourself ignorant and thinking you're innocent is a retarded way of existence, isn't it? Hello? Am I saying harsh things to you? I'm like this, I'm horrible only, what to do? Because I'm not here to say sweet things and put you to sleep. I'm here to awaken people. See, even for you to say save soil, I had to ride 26,000 kilometers. I could have told you from the yoga center, please save soil, you should have all… yes, Sadhguru. No. 30 years I've spoken, nothing. Now coming away, I'm glad you have. So, it's not just about that. The important thing is, you're always trying to hold on to something. If you sit on this chair for 3 days, this is chair holder. Anything that you touch sticks to you. If I want you to imagine yourself, because right now it's happening mentally, let's say it happened physically. Oh, this is my vessel, it got stuck to you. This is my chair, it got stuck to you. This is my person, got stuck to you. That is my brother, my sister, my wife, my husband, everybody got stuck to you. What a heap of mess you will be. Physically imagine what all is stuck to you in your mind. If it was all stuck to you physically, how terrible a life it would be. And that's what is happening. Because of that, nothing penetrates, everything you're like a stone wall. So if you have to become like breeze, that everything should flow through you, you should be available to life all the time, there is some work to do. If you simply fall in love with everything, it will happen. But that is a little confusing because your idea of love is again to possess somebody. Hello? Yes, isn't it? See, love means they must belong to you. No, that's not how it is. Love means what you love you must liberate, isn't it? Hello? No? So if you love the life that is here, because that's all that's here, you must liberate it. This is why mukti is not a concept that somebody made up. This is the innermost longing. But that longing is in many ways suppressed on a daily basis, talking about safety, talking about security, talking about sanity, talking about doing the right thing in the society, your duty, your nonsense. You suppress the mukti or the longing for mukti, which is not a teaching or a philosophy, it is the deepest longing. If I keep you imprisoned in a 5x5 cubicle, you will want to become free desperately, isn't it? If I release you into a 10x10 cubicle, you'll feel wonderful for 2 days. Then you'll feel this is a terrible prison. If I release you into a 100x100 cubicle, you'll feel this is fantastic for a week, and then you'll feel terribly imprisoned. It doesn't matter where I set the boundary. The moment you realize there is a boundary to my life, there is something within you longing to break that boundary. This is the longing for mukti. It is not a concept, it is not a philosophy. This is the life's most innate longing is to become free. But freedom is a terrible thing because anything could happen to you. So you bind yourself. Even if you bind yourself, it still happens to you. Life is not going to spare you, it still happens to you. It's like somebody asked me, Sadhguru, some of my friends say they function really well. When they drink alcohol, when they smoke marijuana, they become very creative, they become very effective. Yeah, that guy also. All this. So I said, see, nobody becomes better, nobody functions better by lowering their faculties. It is just that they become less ashamed of doing things clumsy. Alcohol takes away shame. Anybody, please take the microphone, whoever.
Namaskaram.
Namaskaram, Sadhguru.
Boo, boo, boo.
Here. 1:15. 1 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
Okay.
Namaskaram, Sadhguru. As we all know that early centuries, our India is in Vishwaguru position. So you are roaming all around the world. So I would like to know what is the position of our country in the world.
What is that? Oh, wait. What is that Vishwaguru position? Who the hell is listening to you? Who the hell has been listening to you to call yourself a guru in the world?
Okay.
Hello? You think the world is listening to India?
Yeah, before that, so many we have listened about it that Vishwaguru is our India. So I would like to know what is the position of our country in the world.
Okay. So, we must… yes, in the past, people have respected this nation for the wisdom and knowledge that this land exuded. As I said earlier, that is mainly because we were protected by two geographical features of the day. One is the Himalayas, another is the Indian Ocean. It is because of this we called ourselves Hindus. Himalaya and Indusagara, between that, the land that lies is Hindu land or Hindustan, because we got protected by this. Everywhere else, across Europe, Central Asia, warlords were fighting constantly, raping, looting, burning each other's habitations. But we were in a peaceful place because they couldn't cross Himalayas, nor did they have the means to cross the Indian Ocean and get here. Once they managed to cross Himalayas, after that you know what happened in the last 1,000 years, all right? So, because of that kind of protected geography, we invested in science, mathematics, music, spiritual process in a very big way. But at the same time, we did not produce fighting men. For that we paid the price. Now we have realized that and doing whatever we are doing, it's fine. So, yes, it is true at one time anything spiritual, anything profound means look towards India was a natural process. But I don't think we have that right now. We must gain it once again because we still have the possibility, we still have the fundamentals for that. We have the fundamentals, but we have to build on it. But there is a problem of, as I said, all sorts of people going and setting up spiritual centers in the West and doing some silly things and getting ridiculous amount of bad press out there. And what I have seen is, now it is different wherever I go, every door is open in the world. But in the last 30 years, every door was closed. A university, a conference, important events in the world, everything was closed for an Indian guru because people who went ahead of me had made sure that everything is sealed. Really, you had to really work hard and prove your worth, otherwise nobody would open a door for you. Today, everybody wants us, that's different, but unfortunately this has happened. A guru is a four-letter word, it's a bad word. What, you're a guru? They say, oh, Sadhguru, you don't look like a guru. You don't talk like a guru. How is a guru supposed to talk? Oh, they're supposed to say some inane stupid things that nobody understands. Yes, really, openly, some top influencers in United States telling me this. A guru is supposed to say some inane, miserable things that nobody understands and nobody cares. Only in his community, people who don't know how to read that book, when he reads the book, they're listening to him. So unfortunately this has happened, but in many ways, we are once again putting India back on the spiritual map of the world in a big way. The reach across Africa, South America, North America, Europe, Central Asia is like almost 100%. I must tell you this incident. I was in Cote d'Ivoire, or it's called as Ivory Coast. I was in Abidjan, which is the capital. I was there for the COP15. My Saudi Arabian visa was not cleared. So, because I had time there, I went to the agency which was issuing this visa, but they wanted my fingerprints, so I had to go there. So this was in some inside locality, not a proper embassy. So I went there and I was coming out, somebody else was driving the car. I was sitting in the front seat. It was around 11:30, 12 in the morning, noon time. One guy was sitting there on the street side, on the floor. This is the kind of guy who is drunk by 11 o'clock in the morning. or like that whistling boy. He's either smoked up or drunk, that kind of guy, sitting there on the floor, on the street, on the sidewalk. He looks at me and says, "Seriously, Sadhguru?" I thought, this is it. So, we are once again touching the world. We won't disappoint you. I want you to know, the Save Soil movement is under the banner of Conscious Planet, because without conscious human beings, you can't save nothing. Nothing. So, it is about creating conscious planet, means individual human beings have to become conscious. There is no such thing as making the planet conscious. You and me have to become conscious, that's the whole thing. So, this work is going on. In 2020, I don't know what is the numbers for 2021, it's definitely higher. In 2020, our video views touched 2.4 billion. And I am not a beautiful superstar like you. Just like that, talking little sense, because there is that much thirst in the world. There is that much longing in human beings wanting to know something. When that longing is there, we should not disappoint them. And above all, this is the first time in the history of humanity that we can sit here and talk to the entire world. Many great beings have come. When they spoke, hardly 10 people could hear them. This is the first time we can sit here and talk to the entire world. When we have tools and technologies and possibilities like this, if we do not transform the world, it shows that we don't care enough.
Namaskaram.
Hello sir, right sir. Hello sir, hello ma'am. So my question to you is, what on an individual level can…
Ask her also, huh?
Yeah, I think it's for both of you sir,
Okay.
ma'am. So what on an individual level can I contribute to make a difference and to save soil? Like, what is the basic contribution can I make as an individual? Because I'm not like a great person like you or ma'am. So, like a common man, what can I do? A small thing to save soil.
See, please. One thing is, you being a common man is a lie. First thing, you're not a man. Another thing is, you're not common. I don't see anybody else like you, so you're not common. I know in your life, within yourself, you're very special for your own life, isn't it? Hello? Let's be straight about this. Within your own home, you are a very special person. If somebody treats you in a common way, will you take it? No. So don't use those things are said in political rallies. It's okay. There is no common man in the world. If you meet him in a private space, he's a very special guy. So don't describe yourself like that. You're doing this… I'm sorry, I'm being a little like this, because I'm using this question to prick everybody, not just you. You're doing this as to how I can do less. Because everybody says, "Sadhguru, but I am only human." Arey, being a human means being on top of the world. Of all the creatures on this planet, you are right on the top. Yes or no? In the evolutionary scale of things, you are on top of the world and you say, "I am only human." When will you say, "I am human"? Because human is a great possibility, but you always refer to your humanity as a weakness. You always refer to your humanity as if it can't do anything. So now, you have a phone with you? Phone. Is it a smart one or a dumb one? Huh? Smart one, see? Then what's the problem? You have a smart companion with you, always at your beck and call. So when you have such a smart companion, that guy, you call him… you've given him a name? No, because these days people are giving names to their phones. Where is my pinky? Where is my pinky? Somebody was looking for their pinky and I said, what pinky? No, my phone, I call it pinky. It's on it written pinky. So no name, pinky. It's on it written pinky. So no name for the guy. We'll call him Ramu today. Am I being too nasty? Is it okay?
I call my car properly.
Huh?
I call my car properly.
She confessed something, I'm not telling it. So, you have a powerhouse in your hands. This is a powerhouse. Just you, one person. Leave the others, just you. If you are really committed with this kind of a companion in your hand, you can touch the 4 billion people I'm talking about. You can. Will you or will you not? That's left to you. But you have the means to do it. Yes or no? You have the means to do it. Every one of you have the means to do it. Will you do it or not is the only question. Ah, I heard 27 and a half voices. So, once you have this kind of means, if you really want to do something, there is nobody can stop you from doing this. Oh, I don't have a following, what to do? Go do a jig on the street, it'll be good for your health also. Really. You will have to get off those high heels and just do a jig on the street, something funny. Oh, how can I do this, Sadhguru, in Hyderabad? I have a position, this is the whole problem. The thing is, I want you to understand, first I came to Hyderabad in 1983. First my visit to Hyderabad. I had never been to this city. I came in the peak summer. I came on my… it's ironic that once again I'm here on a motorcycle. I came on my SD 250 Road King of the day. So, I always lived in Mysore, Bangalore and largely in the Western Ghats where it's cool, and I came to Hyderabad, the damn place was sweltering in the month of May. Mid-April I came and woof, I couldn't believe it, it was so hot, I'd never been to a place like that. And then because of thirst, I started drinking wherever, whatever, sugarcane juice, all over the place. So, I don't know anybody, this is the first time I'm teaching. I just came here and gave an introduction to auto rickshaw drivers, not auto rickshaw, there were only rickshaws at that time. So, I spoke to 7 of them, 2 of them enrolled into the program. I went and spoke in the banks, on the street sides, here, there. In about 23 or 24 days, I enrolled 300 people. This is the first time I'm teaching, I don't know anybody in the city. And then after about 10-12 days, people saw the way I was going and somebody said, you can come and stay in our house. So I stayed in their house. They put me in the outside veranda, I stayed there and the mosquitoes were too much, so I went and stepped in the ISKCON temple for about 7 days. I ate the food that they gave me. I didn't have to do these things, I come from a reasonably good family where they would have taken care of me if I want. But this is the way it was done. Then I caught some infection because drinking all kinds of things all over the place. So I was running temperature, but I was still going on, giving introductions. There was one hotel called Taj Mahal, is it still there? What is it? Chikkadpalli, huh? What is it? What is that? That old railway station. What? Namak… yeah, that one. Been a long time. So, they wouldn't give me a hall. They had one stupid-looking hall, but that stupid-looking hall they wouldn't give me It had all kinds of round lamps hanging. I thought this is the most ridiculous place, but I needed a hall, they wouldn't give me. After much coaxing, they gave me the terrace. So, after nearly a month of campaigning, and I'm running temperature for almost 20 days, I've lost almost like 7 kilograms. I never was excess weight. I was… from the age of 19 till today, I'm still the same weight. But 7 kilograms I lost in Hyderabad, you must give it back to me. Sangeeta just sent one meal to me today. I must get back those 7 kilograms. So I came and stood here in Taj Mahal, this thing, like on the terrace. Over 350 people had gathered, and I was sweating profusely. My clothes were dripping with sweat because I'm running such high temperature, and weather was also reasonably warm. And I went on. These are all 3-hour sessions at that time. They looked at me and then somebody asked, "We can see you're not well. You're sweating and you're running high temperature, and why are you doing this?" I said, "Because of you guys, because you don't get it. I've spoken to you already, you didn't get it, so I'm speaking to you again." Out of these 350 people, 327 people enrolled for my program, for 14-day program. I'm saying this to you because if you realize that what you're doing is significant, if it's really significant, whatever it takes, you must do it, isn't it? So I'm just asking you, is this cause of soil really significant for you, or is just save soil is an entertainment for you? You must make up your mind. Hello? Is it significant for you? If it's significant, you must just make it happen. What does it take? I don't know what it takes, whatever the hell it takes. If it's significant, you must make it happen. Yes, I was doing, but you know one volunteer, what he said? "Sadhguru, I just came to touch your feet. He pushed me, Sadhguru, I'm not coming anymore." Arre! Every day I have people like this. People come to me, you know, it's a volunteer organization, over 17 million volunteers. And no, don't clap, because volunteer organization means nobody knows what the hell to do. Everybody is enthusiastic, but nobody knows… like I said, when I'm riding, they're super enthusiastic, they're coming and pulling my leg like this. They're enthusiastic, they're very wonderful people, but they don't know what to do. How to manage them and get work done efficiently. You come to any of our events, not one event ever fails. In the last 35, 40 years, not a single event. So, they do really wonderful things. This Save Soil movement, I did not speak to our volunteers, including… nobody in Isha was spoken to till 3rd of January. I started this Conscious Planet Foundation in United States 2 years ago. I've been working with just 8 people, trying to figure out a few things. Only on 3rd January, I called about 15, 20 core volunteers in the ashram and told them, we're going to do this international. So, there is no time, let's do it in 2023. How can we do it in March 21st? Just 2.5 months, not possible. I said, this is 2022, it's happening. Then some of the people, even in the core group, started saying, no, Isha cannot do this. These are all volunteers, how can they do this? There's so many complexities. Going through 27 countries, through borders, you don't know how many complexities are there. Because of the war, the route changed 3 times. And because of this extra 1,700–1,800 kilometers we did, which we had to accommodate in the existing schedule which was there, all this seamlessly, our volunteers, without a single hitch till this moment. Every event in all these nations booked up 3 to 4 times over. Just halls couldn't take it, that is the only restriction. Otherwise, everywhere there would be 3 times more people. I'm sure even in Hyderabad it would be the same. This is because… but at the same time, because they're volunteers and because they are not professionally trained, and above all, they're not working for a living, they're not doing this for a living, every day somebody will come up to me and say, Sadhguru, she's so horrible, I can't work with her, that guy is impossible, I can't work with him. So I tell them, see, if what you're doing is really significant, because in this world only such horrible people are there. If you see what I'm doing is very significant, you must learn to work with all these horrible people. And you must learn how to make these horrible people into wonderful people. But if you want to work with perfect people, you must go to heaven and today. Yes. Because if you can't work with the people who are here the way they are, then you must go somewhere else. So this problem of what can I do? The immediate thing is, everywhere this question is there, it's not just you, everywhere this question, what shall I do? Initially what they're asking is, shall I go home and fix my kitchen garden? Very cute of you, but that's not a solution. You're cold? I'm sorry. You need something? No? You need it? Okay. So, for most people who are living in apartments, your kitchen garden may be 2 pots. One may be some kind of a flower thing, another may be 1 tomato hanging there. That's your kitchen garden. You want to go and fix it. Very cute of you, it's a good thing to do, but it's not a solution. Right now, we are talking about the problem of agricultural lands, which accounts for nearly 71% of the world's arable land. When we talk about agricultural land, we're talking about that piece of geography on which daily human hand is tending to it. Men and women are working on it. And that is in the most horrific state. Not even a single nation, not a single nation in the entire world has the minimum 3% organic content, which makes soil soil, not even one nation. So this has happened for whatever reasons, let me not go into the technicalities of it, but the important thing is, you must understand, when we are facing a problem of this magnitude, where scientists are talking about soil extinction. When we use the word extinction, we normally said dinosaurs and dodos. But now we are talking about soil extinction, and that's not a joke. Because just 70, 80 years ago, almost every nation used to face this, at least in our nation, we used to have severe famines every 3 to 4 years. In 1942, the famine took 3.2 million people in 4 months in this country. Famine is not even like a war. War means at least somebody will shoot you dead. This is a slow fade. 3-4 months it takes to die slowly. Most terrible things will happen to you. You will lose your humanity altogether. There have been many nations, many situations, I don't want to name them, but there have been many places where people have chopped off the limbs of their own children and eaten to survive, because they didn't want to kill their children. Do we want to drive the world once again in the direction of the famine? Because that's exactly where we are pointed right now. The whole world is moving towards a famine. It is not even that we have not reached there yet. Already 2 nations in Africa, today you just see the news, 2 nations in Africa are going into severe famine. 49 million people are not going to have any food. David Beasley, who was on the video I saw, he said, we don't have the money to provide food. Last year they provided food worth $9 billion. This year they asked for $15 billion. They are not getting it because everybody is talking about Ukraine. Next year they want $22 billion. How long will you run the world like this? Food must grow where people are, isn't it? You get it from here, there and give aid, is it going to work for long? This year, I want all of you to know this and feel it in your hearts, otherwise what is the point? 350,000 children could die in the next 4 to 6 months because there is no nourishment. How can we let this happen? After all this infrastructure, this education, this information, this technology, everything, once again we are driving the world towards famine. This is simply unpardonable as far as I'm concerned. We must turn it away. Fortunately, 74 nations have already declared, others are examining the Save Soil policy document. I'm sure they will move in that direction, I have no doubt about it. We will also work on this. We are setting up a 25-member scientific committee which will handhold small nations. After this journey is over, the real hard work begins. So what can I do? One thing is, you can give your time to me, I can make use of you because you have a smart friend. That is one thing. But right now, you use your smart friend, look him up properly, explore your smart friend properly. There are so many possibilities there. Do something, do hee, ha, 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 do a jig, do a song, do whatever damn nonsense you want to do. But somehow awaken the world to this, because otherwise, once again we are driving towards famines. This time, it could be a global thing. When food scarcity comes, I want you to know, whoever has the biggest guns will take the food. Even if you grow it in your backyard, you will not eat it. Just know this.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sadhguru, for the beautiful insights. And yes, we are all with you in the Save Soil movement. Thank you so much, Samantha, for joining in conversation with Sadhguru. And
I spoke very harshly in the last answer. I want to say something nice. Ask a nice question to somebody, a fun question.
The last question, please.
Okay, anyway, we can take somebody across anything only if they are willing. Willingness means, let me tell you, this happened. Wait, if I have to tell you a story, tell you a story, you must be in the right mode. When I say once upon a time, you must say ha ha. Hello? Once upon a time. Shankar and Pillai had 3 boys. And one day, because he was in Telangana, one day he called his boys and said, "You good for nothing people." Am I pronouncing it properly? My accent is correct? "You good for nothing fellows, you must do something good in your life." The boys asked, the Telangana boys, they asked, "Father, what is good? We don't know what is good, how to do good." They said, "You don't know what is good? Do something good." "But we don't know what is good, how to do good." "Do something, go out, help an old lady to cross the street, do something like that." So, then the boys went out. In the evening, they came back. So, Shankaran Pillai asked the first boy, "Did you do something good?" "Yes, father, as you said, I helped an old lady to cross the street." "Ah, you are a good boy." Second boy came, he asked him, "Did you do anything good today?" "Yes, father, I helped an old lady to cross the street." "You also found another old lady?" Then the third boy came, he asked, "What did you do?" "I helped an old lady to cross the street, father." "What, all 3 of you found 3 old ladies to cross the street?" No, father, not just 3 of us, we also called our cousin Ramu. Because you don't know, these old ladies are so stubborn, she just wouldn't cross. So you can only help people who are willing. Are you willing? Save soil, let's make it happen. And thank you very much, Samantha, to be here and make this happen. Thank you very much. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Even good people. Whatever. La 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 la.
soil body.